Welcome back to my Learning Out Loud project. I'm plunging back into the Prokofiev Sixth Sonata, and just to start an absolutely clean slate, I've decided to jump ahead to the fourth movement. I've numbered the first 126 measures, which goes all the way to the first change of key, which is roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages of score. It is 5 pages of score. So let's see what happens. One advantage I can see right away is that the figuration is filled in a lot. We have, so that although it stops, actually that's an advantage too, because there are discrete orders with a single gesture for each one. So that will be, I think it's already fun to play. Anyway, left hand supports with downbeats. So here we are in A minor with a sort of a hint of the 5 chords. Kind of fun. Okay. If I'm doing all this 1, 2, 4, which I am, I may as well notate that. And I end up on 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So I need to make a decision. 1, 3, 5 feels quite nasty to me. Let's see. Going to 5, 3, 4, 5 here. So it's easy enough to get to 3. D, and A minor. Yeah, because it's easy to go from 4 on a white note to have the arm deliver the hand with a black note on 3. There's no crossover involved. It's quite comfortable and reasonable. But I'm still torn about it. It's easy to go to 2 here. Yeah. So when I get to E, I'm going to use 2 on E, which delivers me the thumb on F. Makes this a very simple gesture. I won't be able to go to 2 again, but I will go to 2 on E flat. So 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. Nice. Still piano, I should. Little thing maybe, but I don't want any nasty surprises in my left hand. So 2, 1, 3, 2 enables me to get to the E flat comfortably. Could go 5, 3, 1, 4, 2. Let's see. I should not be afraid of all the 3, 4, and 5. It's just having a good choreography is all it takes. But I could. Looking for a fancier finger. I'm going to go 2, 4, 5, 5, 3, 1, 2, 4, so long as my arm moves, 3, 4, 5 is not a big deal. It happens in almost every scale you ever play. And having 5 at the end has the reassuring quality of making the leap easy. So, this is measure 9. I did spend the time before I started recording numbering the lines going up to measure 127. So I have something to refer to in case you're using a score to following along. So I have to be careful that my fingering is not necessarily what I would obviously do in the left hand alone because they're in close quarters. I should find a fingering for my right hand and an easy execution before I worry about the interaction, because although I recognize that there is an interaction, I know that I've got to be able to toss off that right hand. It's got to be able to have a primary sense of ease and focus. So. The question is, do I turn my hand over? Well, I guess I should decide about my left hand too for this one. I do like the 1, 2, 4 on F, G flat, B flat. So even if it means going down to a different finger, so 2. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Okay, let me just check this sequence. Even if I assume I understand it right away, it's the sort of, I can easily make a mistake if he's not playing an absolutely perfectly transposed sequence. So, minor. So, that's certainly more awkward than it was on the white note. But I think it just involves, if I keep with the same fingering, 1, 2, 4, and move out more on the 4th and go back in for the front. It works just fine. And it's nice and clear. These things, there's no real need to adapt my fingering to the different black and white relationships, because I can simply make the gesture fit the different circumstances. The easier ones are with the 1 and 5 on white notes. Here, this one is best because the third finger is on the black note. They're slightly different. This one better. A lot worse. 2 black notes, at least both white, 1 and 5 are on black notes. The best one, not such a good one, kind of like this one. Decent one, all white notes. A tilted one, very odd. Not a bad one, so. Oh, it's chromatic. So the choreography, the keyboard sense is really important. The transposition of the same exact figuration into different keys means transposition into different key senses, fields. Whoops. So, and this is un poco crescendo. I can't be thrown by that. I have to know it's coming. Fourth and then toss. And then I'm tossing to a black note thumb, which is a very different sensation. So. Fancy fingering made sense in isolation, makes no sense whatsoever in crossover world. I guess this gives new meaning to the word crossover music. Or old meaning. Okay. That my left hand only has to go down but not up. Alright, so again, I've explained this before, but it's worth repeating for myself and otherwise. I'm not going to just perfect this whole first page or memorize it all, although a lot of it seems to be ready to go. I want to know that I understand it, and when I go back in a little while today, that it will stick even more, but I just want to understand that I'm fleshing out the basics of it. I'm sort of scouting the territory, as it were. So far this is exactly like the opening statement, but instead of in A minor, it's in G sharp minor. And the hands are further apart, significantly further apart. So, and instead of an octave, how interesting. I wrote a fingering that is absolutely impossible for me, so I want to know what I really meant. 1, 3, 2, 1. Ah! Silly me. I'm just going to erase it. I had put, so I'm going 3, 2, 1, and then I had written 3, 2, 1, I guess. That's what I implied. If I'm going 3, 2, 1 here, I can't have 3 and 1 on the same note at the same time. So I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now. This is going to be a problem for a while of keeping these unbent pages to stay bent, or previously unbent pages. So, even though it's slightly odd, I'm going to use exactly the same fingering I used for white notes, for black notes here, because it works. think that's what I'm going to do. 1, then 5, then 1. I've got to say, since I've just been recently practicing Bartok Dance Suite a lot, the pianism is so much denser there and so much more complex. This is refreshingly open. It's very pianistic, very playable, immediately comfortable for the hand, which is a nice dessert after having really slogged my way through some, I don't want to say unpianistic things, but terribly challenging pianistic issues in the Bartok Dance Suite, and some fairly unpianistic, dense demands in the Brahms First Sonata. So playing stuff like this is almost as cheerful for my body as the music is cheerful for the ears. So anyway, I've got to get this slurring. I want that in my ears and in my body. So 5, 3, 1 goes up the handed. That gets me to 3. Okay. Good. So 4 goes to 5. 4 to 5. No, I'm not going to bother. He writes hold the half note for the whole full length of the measure. It's just not a meaningful demand. That's what happens, you reach this point and you decide what detail you're going to sweat and strain over and what detail just doesn't sound significant enough to be worth concerning yourself with that. I could go, or I could certainly do that. But since later on he explicitly writes a dotted quarter note instead of a half note, I'm going to go with that instead. Artistic license, shall we say. Now, I know there's going to be a leap of a 7th from C down to D flat. Not difficult decisions. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, a strange looking octave. I don't know why it's... I'm looking at this G, open G chord, on the page it looks bizarrely like this, and it's just a publisher's choice, I guess. It's no taller than an octave, it just looks taller than an octave, so I have to file away that it's just an octave. Anyway, 3s against 2 here, but also inflections. On the octave, 2 on the B, and 3 if I need to, or yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Here's 5 again. Have a continuous fingering in the left hand, but he actually asks me to break the line in the left. So I can let go. Let go. Right end has to have strongly articulative identity. So also, Prokofiev bothers to write the dynamic levels, mezzo forte for right hand, piano for the left hand, to be sure that we understand what's primary. Whoops. This is not hard, but trying to stare at the music rather than negotiate the movement upward of the octave is silly. A lot of the time, it's silly to be staring at the music when you could be either looking at your hands or at least be aware of what your body is doing. If you're not aware, that's when trouble starts to set in often. Like here, I'm going to miss that replacement thumb on G. If I'm not aware of where my hand moves, it comes from here, then this. Just get to the G, then move on. Group it properly. All right. 45 now. New material. Oh, piano. Well, who knows? Piano in the left hand certainly is indicated. Do I know the intensity in the left hand? Not in the right hand. Not really, but it's still going to be primary. Oh, reading of clef. Well, there's no reason for me to be just reading here because I could be more accurate. I mean, I know how to hum it or something. I know vaguely how it goes, but I need to know specifically how it goes. So making all kinds of approximations at this point are not in, those are not in my best interest. So very C majory, of course, against Mr. Wrong Note Prokofiev. That bitonality. So B majory in the right hand, at least. And there's a B pedal point here. It's B major 7th. A mixture of second inversion chords and root position chords. So I make the distinction with third finger on the root position chords and fourth finger on the second note of the second inversion chord. So it's 1 4, 1 3, 1 3, 1 3, 1 4. Okay, so I have to get up to, this is a scale, but it's a hybrid scale. What am I saying? It's a G major scale. So it just doesn't start on G. So had I known that before, I would have played it right here. So I just need a starting finger. I could go 2, 3. But I do need 1 on the G regardless. I could do 1 3 1. I think 2 3 works very well. Okay, so to Prokofiev here takes the A, puts it in the left hand so that it'll pop. It has an accent on it. So this is a linking passage between 2 iterations of that theme. Let me go back to it. Mostly the line of C. Decide. That's easy. 5 3 2 1. I'm going to go 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. I think it feels not pleasant. The 3 on a white note going to 4 on a black note. Never a nice thing. I feel if I hold my hand right over those keys, I'm done for. It's such an awkward hand position. Something like that. So my choices are, well, one would be to go to the downbeat on the thumb rather than the fifth. That will have my arm deliver my hand into the keys with a little more pop, although I don't need the intensity, but it really makes it much more comfortable. This is just a diminished chord. I think I like that a lot. And usually, as I'll test it at tempo or beyond to see if my body is fighting back. If it accepts it, the new learning with reasonable aplomb, I'll accept it too, consciously. Yes. D major plus, D major plus, G major plus, C sharp diminished. This is the most comfortable one. That's nice. Okay, so the intervening material is coming back to haunt us here. Let's see. But the beginning, I just have to check. Sounded and felt identical. Okay, so all right, different or diff. Right there, that's where it diverges, but it's the same, except for the downbeat. All the same change here. Okay, now I have to review what I've been doing. Sharps. So there's no arbitrariness. I need to give a label to my experiences. So I can recreate them from my head to my body when my body doesn't immediately know them. Yes. The other thing to note is I have 3 root positions in a row. That's very significant. It makes it so easy. Because the sensation is then duplicated. They're all, not only are they, root positions, but they're all white notes. And the first one is just up 1 note from the second inversion, C major. Good. I think that's what I'll do. 5-3, 4-2, 3-2, 4-1. Seems odd. It's really not odd. It's a question of when you let go of something. Let go of the bottom note. And it's just sleek as can be. Tritones and the sixth, a different feel. There's a major sixth, minor sixth, and then here's a minor sixth. But boy, do they not feel alike. So they sound alike, but they don't feel alike. Two black notes, black and white. Thing I wasn't conscious of. When I go from this arpeggio to this one, it goes up a half step, and then this one goes down a half step. So this one, obviously, this passage is not yet fluid. Backwards, because I can do this pretty well, hands alone, and it's the end. I want to be able to look forward to it, not with fear, but with delight. So, C sharp diminished, D. Oops. Sloppy. The reason I was sloppy is because there was a lack of awareness. Whereas before I'd been careful to tell myself what to do, I was just relying on the automatic nature of my left hand's behavior, and it didn't work. So a little mental breath makes a big difference. want this to sound legato on top anyway. Taking little mental breaths, which is to say I'm hesitating at moments when I feel insecurity so that I can replace it with security, with a clear instruction for what to do next. So, find thought. So I've got to do what I said I'm going to do. Turn my hand. What? Oh well, because of where the left hand is, 2-1 doesn't work very well on the right hand. So I'm just going to go 1. Page turn. Intense work. So I could go 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4 is where I was. I'm just going to turn my hand over. Oops. Alone. Okay, third key with the opening theme. I'm going to use the same fingering for now. Well, here. To a minor finally. So B flat sinks to there. What did I do before? I'm going to remind myself. I used 1 on the second beat. Let's see. It's a little odd here because of the raised black note here. But I could go 2 to 3, 5. I think I will. For now. Believe it or not. For a start, and I've got to check this, I've got a half step here, and then 3 black notes. So I can toss my hand into the 3 black notes. I really want to compare that with the original. Okay, every one of these originally was a whole step. This one is a half step. That's really interesting and something worth noting. Okay. So it feels different because it feels so comfortable, among other things. So here's something different. He's added a second to spice up things a bit. Not only that, he's added a second beat here. But then he's taken away the downbeats a lot, so that's something new. I think shifting from 1 to 5 will come in handy here. I guess I'll use second in the left hand. That gets me to fifth. Okay. What I would normally do would be 2, 3, 4, 5 on these because of these 3 black notes. But 1 gets me more immediately to 5. I could survive with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. The fact that I'm going from 5 to 4 here means that even going to 2 requires a little more effort, so 1 is fine. So I'm going to use a backwards fingering when it goes from E to D sharp. I'm going to go 5 on the E and 4 on the D sharp. Which is very comfortable. It's not, even if it were legato, it would be okay. This is fun. So, right hand. That's just a D flat arpeggio. There. And there's a break. Got a remark on the break. A tenth but broken. Because 3 is too much glued to the keyboard, and 4 is free. C major. Back to A minor. He has you going up these ninths. 5-1, 5-1, 5-1, 5-1. Then it comes back down. So I have to group it accordingly. So it's 2 notes, 2 notes, 2 notes, 2, 3 notes. 3 notes, then 2. That's interesting. That's such a bizarre sensation, but it actually works quite well. C major, please. And I should mark on the 3 group again. 3-note group. This next very aggressive thing, I got to where I'd marked the measures. Let me see how to fit these right hand snarls. I kind of like going to 1 each time instead of 4. Keeps my hand better balanced, and the gesture actually is more free moving in on the keyboard than playing out to the weak 4th finger. So that'll be 5-4. And how do I find that? Then my right hand can find its way because the left hand was there. That's a lot of fun, actually. Okay, 127. Well, I'm just going to check on how long I've been at this. But it's been very productive so far. Oh. Maybe nothing. I can go on a little bit. See what gives with this. Okay, so we have 5 sharps. Count them 5. Feels very much like G sharp minor because we've got G sharp minor. This being Prokofiev, we've got it clashing with G major off. Let's see. 5-4-2-1. 5-4-2. Here, I may as well, I'm trying to be careful in 2 hands, I may as well just sort of be careful in 1 hand at a time. Just to see what's going on. Now, how do I get down from 1 octave to the other? I'm on 1 here. I'll probably shift. I have plenty of time to shift the 5th finger. 8, 9, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2. I thought I promised myself I wouldn't do that. So on 32, 133, I would normally go 3, 4, 2, 1, 2. But I really want a little whack on that B. Most fun would be to be on 2 on A and toss my hand to the thumb on B. I don't know if it's worth it. I could just skip a finger and go to 3. Oops, I've been asked to stop for a sec. Hold up.